the Void Playground. I am joined here by JD.
What's
JD,
up,
how are
everybody?
you doing today?
I am doing great. How about you, Space?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. So, look, guys, look, you didn't think we were going to talk about it, okay? You didn't think we were going to talk about it, but we are, okay? Godzilla Kong, or Godzilla X Kong, or Godzilla Cross Kong, The New Empire. The second Empire movie that we have reviewed. Um, you know, Obviously, we talked about Ghostbusters, Frozen Empire, but look, listen, guys, it's a great time to be a Godzilla fan. It is a great time to be a Godzilla fan. We got Godzilla -1. In my opinion, I'll just say it like this: it's the greatest Godzilla movie that I've seen. Right, Godzilla -1, amazing movie. Just amazing movie. First Godzilla movie to win an Academy Award. The storytelling was top notch. The visuals were top notch on Godzilla -1. And so if you guys haven't seen Godzilla -1, please check it out. It is a cultural impact. But actually, we're not here to talk about Godzilla -1, as great as Godzilla -1 is. We are here to talk about Godzilla Kong: The New Empire, which is part of the Monster Verse, and therefore the Godzilla and the Kong franchise. But yeah, the Monster Verse. JD, have you watched any of the Monster Verse movies?
I have not,
Okay,
unfortunately.
no worries.
I watched Kong Skull Island when that
That's part of
came
the
out.
Monster Verse.
Okay, then yeah, I watched that one. Besides that one, I have not watched the recent ones.
How did you feel about Kong Skull Island?
It was all right for me. It was okay. I'm not much of a King Kong slash Godzilla fan, so it was okay. I have to
We're gonna
say.
change your mind by the end of this episode. You are gonna be obsessed. Okay, so look, guys.
Okay.
So for those of you who do not know, Godzilla's been around since the 50s, and there's varying eras of Godzilla, some a little bit more cheesy than others, some a little bit more serious. And it's produced by Toho. And we did get a Godzilla movie in the 90s that was kind of America's crack at it. So Godzilla 1998. A lot of people hate that movie. I think it's okay. And then, of course, we have Godzilla 2014 that was directed by Gareth Edwards, which starred the Monsterverse, which is the
Hmm.
second American crack at this franchise. So, as I mentioned, Godzilla 2014, that's the first movie in the Monsterverse. Then we got Kong Skull Island, which I personally really enjoyed the movie. Brie Larson, you got Tom Hiddleston, if you guys like all the Marvel people. You got Brie Larson, Tom Hiddleston, Samuel L. Jackson. Uh,
Hmm.
John Goodman's also in the movie as well. Really kind of a fun movie. Kong Skull Island was. And then, of course, in 2019, we got Godzilla King of the Monsters. This one was okay. We got to see more Godzilla. Millie Bobby Brown is in there. Kyle Chandler. Um, got a really, really good, kind of fun movie as well. Look, don't expect, like, if you guys are coming from Godzilla -1 or some of the more serious movies, the 2014 one is relatively serious, but the this is kind of just a fun franchise, and but you might not like King of the Monsters as much if you're really critical of movies. And then in 2021, Godzilla versus Kong. This movie kind of brought back like people going to the theaters. This movie was, in my opinion, fantastic. One of the best movies, actually, in my opinion, in the Godzilla franchise. Directed by Adam Wingard. Just an all-out fun movie. Amazing surprises. It delivers on the title 100%.
Hmm.
And a problem with the Godzilla franchise is the human drama. And I thought that the human drama was very well balanced in this movie in Godzilla versus Kong. If you want a lot of human drama that's good, Godzilla -1 is the movie for you. Which brings us to Godzilla Kong: The New Empire. This movie is, in my opinion, not as good as Godzilla versus Kong. This is kind of in the same elements of Godzilla King of the Monsters. But what makes these movies fun for me, and I think a lot of people, is Look, if you're expecting Gone with the Wind, if you're expecting Oppenheimer, if you're expecting, this crazy drama, that's not what this is, guys. This is the kind of movie you take your family to, right? You guys get some popcorn, you get some Sour Patch Kids, you get some Reese's, you get some M&Ms, and you watch the movie and you have a fun time, right?
Hmm.
Um, if you're going in expecting like, Empire Strikes Back, that's not what this is, right? This is just a fun, super duper fun movie. That is, if you're sad, if you're happy, you can go watch this movie, right? It's just it's a big ball of fun, right? The
Hmm.
critics didn't really like this one as much as Godzilla versus Kong, and I can see why. There's a lot of like just hilarious moments in this movie that are just like you're just gonna be laughing, you're gonna be smiling from ear to ear, or you're gonna be like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life, right?
Hmm.
So this is definitely one of those movies that I recommend watching in theaters if you can. It's just big. It's big. It's awesome. Kong, this isn't even a spoiler, but Kong basically gets like the Infinity Gauntlet, right? Like it's that type of stuff, right? Godzilla goes Super Saiyan, right? Like it's
Okay.
this is that movie, right? I thought the main villain could have been a little bit better, but at this point, this is not a spoiler, but like in Godzilla versus Kong, like Mecha Godzilla is kind of like the surprise. We don't really get like that level here. We get, but it's still, a good time. This is Kong's movie, by the way. I think Godzilla Kong is kind of a deceiving title. This is more of a Kong movie, and
Okay.
Godzilla is kind of a supporting character in this movie. But let's talk about just real quick the differences between the Japanese Godzilla movies and something like the MonsterVerse. Okay, so the Japanese Godzilla movies, there's not the Toho, the Showa era from 1954 to 1957. This is your original Godzilla all the way up to Terror of Mecha Godzilla. And these movies they're pretty decent, but they are cheesy by today's standards. The first one though is obviously an all-time classic. If for those of you who do not know, Godzilla is kind of a metaphor for nuclear war, right? It's a metaphor for the
Hmm.
United States in some cases. So in some movies, Godzilla is a bad guy. In some movies, he's a good guy. So and I know I wish Jumpman were here, and I know like you guys say, hey, Godzilla's just not my thing, and that was me for a while. I hated Godzilla. I'm like, this is the suits and all this, but I think the key is you got to find your flavor of Godzilla. So there's the Showa era,
Okay.
right? There is the Heisei era, and from 84 to 95. This is my personal favorite. You have the Return of Godzilla, 1984. Watch the Japanese version. Don't watch the American version of this movie. Watch the Japanese version. Really great one. Came out in 1984. Same year as Ghostbusters. So the Heisei era, you got Godzilla versus Biollante, also very good. Godzilla versus King Ghidorah. Like the Heisei era is really good. Then there's the Millennium era, which is Godzilla 2000, not to be confused with Godzilla 1998. This was okay. This was an okay era, and of course we have the Reiwa era, which is the newest era. This era is a mixed bag for me. Shin Godzilla, I still need to watch. Apparently that one's really good, but we also got the animated Godzilla movies with Planet of the Monsters and things like that. But we did get the best Godzilla movie. This is the best one that I've seen, Godzilla minus one, and I would love to see more in the vein of Godzilla minus one. And then of course we had the Legendary Pictures, which is that's the monster verse basically. So you got
Hmm.
Godzilla, King of the Monsters, Godzilla versus Kong, and then Godzilla, the New Empire. There's also a TV series which apparently is amazing called Monarch Legacy of the Monsters. So apparently people really like that series on Apple TV. Really, really good. And then there's also Skull Island, the animated show. I haven't seen that one, but Look, guys, I know we're going fast. I know I'm talking a million miles an hour. But look, guys. If you are a fan of cinema, if you are a fan of fun movies, give it a chance. Give the MonsterVerse a chance. You know, we get to see something that isn't just superhero movies, right? So, if this movie does well, they'll make another one. But give it a chance. Take your friends, take your family. It's a super fun time. JD, I know I probably haven't convinced you, but based off of what I'm saying, what are your thoughts? Has your perspective changed a little bit?
Slightly, yeah. I'm thinking I'm going to eventually one of these days do like a marathon just to
Sure.
see how I would like it. I did enjoy King Kong, the Skull Island one. Like it was okay for me, but other than that, like I haven't seen any new King Kong or Godzilla movies as of recently.
Yeah,
So,
so before we kind of conclude the podcast, let's talk about King Kong for a second because King Kong is a cultural icon. King Kong, the 1933 movie. I mean, it pushed you know visual effects to their limit,
mhm.
and you know King Kong. I don't know, guys. Like he's just a really great movie icon. So fun fact: so King Kong, 1933. Then we got Son of Kong in 1933 as well. And the next movie in the franchise was actually King Kong versus Godzilla, which is not to be confused, obviously, with Godzilla versus Kong, which is the newer
Mhm.
one. But just a little history, guys. They've rebooted King Kong several times. They made King Kong in 1976. And they made a sequel to that, King Kong Lives, which was the last one to use like a dude in a suit, right?
Mhm.
And Peter Jackson, the director of Lord of the Rings, made King Kong in 2005, which was a really good movie, really great movie, pushing VFX to their limits once again. This is King Kong 2005 is a more serious film, a more kind of a shot for shot kind of not shot for shot, but more of a retelling of the original story. And then of course we have Kong Skull Island, which is a more kind of fun movie, but still good. So check these movies out, guys, if you get the chance. But in conclusion, guys, Godzilla Kong, The New Empire, go check it out. Go watch it. But yeah, if you guys want to support us, please check us out on the void.gg, and we will see you guys in the next episode.
See you guys.